Alright, Oval fans, this is a review for Season 3, Episode 5, entitled Behind Closed Doors. And I'm giving this episode a 6 out of 10. It wasn't bad. It felt middle of the road for me. That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, it's a little above average, given that I gave it a 6. But yeah, do you agree with the score? If not, tell me why. Because, well, it is what it is. But before moving forward in the actual review, make sure you take a moment to hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Hit subscribe. We are getting closer and closer to 190,000 subscribers. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And hit the bell icon selecting all. That way you're notified whenever I post content to the channel. So, we got a lot of potential setup in the episode, but then a lot of scenes that felt like they kept going in circles. Just my opinion. Let's talk about it. Turns out that Bobby has a tracker in Max's shoe. Like, I think we saw it at like the bottom of the sole, like, you know, in one of the ridges of his boot. But he's tracing Max to see where he's being taken, and it looks like he's being taken to the White House. If I'm not mistaken, I think the moment the tracker, you know, started beeping on Bobby's phone, he got a phone call from the agents that abducted Max, and, you know, he's able to move around that. Maybe this was them finding out the phone that was calling Max when he was apprehended, and they were trying to call him back. But he's like, no, you gotta do better than that. I'm too smart for that. So then Donald calls Kyle, telling him that he's to watch Jason, because apparently his doctor said he's having a manic episode and he needs to be attended to. And they just have a snarky exchange. You know, they're kind of on edge of each other, given that Kyle knows that he was the one responsible for Dale's shooting, and this happens multiple times in the episode. That's really what it boils down to. Lily comes up to the attic to see Bobby. She says she's going to the White House, and I thought that she was going to meet with one of her clients at the studio, right? Isn't that what she said in the last episode before they had their 5-minute quickie, that she was going to a studio, but now she's going to the White House? But Bobby's like, hey, I need you to get me in because they got Max, and if they break Max, we're in trouble. She doesn't want to do it because it's way too risky, and I agree. I mean, her letting Blakely, Max, and Bobby use Donald's computer in the office, and then as soon as they left because they were traced, she's like, wait a minute, what does this mean? Yeah, you're in trouble if people come looking around, so this is even riskier. So the plan is she'll call Sam and get some intel on this, and he's going to have the alias Byron Charles as well as the social security number. So Alan, she calls, and Alan puts him on the approval list to get clearance. And as soon as she leaves, Bob's like, can I get that card back? And I think it was the card with the information on it. She's like, you'll give it back when you get Max. And then as soon as she leaves, Bobby's like, I love that girl. Okay. Victoria calls Kyle over to her because she goes up to the residency and notices him standing outside of the door and asking why he's being told to stand there. Kyle has no idea, and he has no judgment towards Jason for chopping a girl's head off and having to see the dead maid, Jean, body in the trunk. And yeah, no judgment for Jason being a killer. And then, you know, she makes jabs at Kyle for messing around with Donald, and Hunter doesn't want you, Kyle, no matter how much you bat your eyes at him. I mean, the moment, you know, Hunter even remotely shows interest, you know, you fly off the handle. You say you're not interested in him. So from there, she figures Kyle is keeping an eye on Jason to prevent him from going to creep on Ellie, since Hunter is supposedly with her right now. And then she goes on to say that, how did you not know about, or not even tell us that our son came in here while you were on watch and decapitated that girl? And then she goes on to say, Max, he was a real man compared to you. And I love how Kyle scoffs at that. And then as soon as she leaves, she walks away, Kyle's like, you better learn how to walk in those shoes, girl. So Hunter goes down to see Ellie, And, oh yeah, because you're not answering my calls. She tells him that it's over. He's not buying it. And it's like, look, social media, you know what they're saying about me? That I'm your little whore. Well, that's kind of what you are, right? And then in the midst of it, because, I don't know what Ellie expected here. You can't just mess around with somebody, especially somebody who's in power, and let's be honest, who's white, and then expect to be the one to call it quits. That's not how this works, especially when you're looking at the Hunter situation. So Victoria shows up to talk with her alone, but Hunter's like, no, you're going to come up there with me. You're going to come to the residency with me. And as soon as they leave, Ellie's like, these people are crazy. I don't know what the hell their storyline is right now. So Nancy walks around the house. She's smiling. She got that post-sex glow. She says she's going to heat up Richard's breakfast. Barry's wondering, like, what you smiling like that for? What y'all nasty? Y'all need to stop. And then she's like, boy, you need to shut up. How do you think you got here? And it was just a funny back and forth because that's what I've been liking about the Barry Nancy stuff over the past couple episodes. They've had some good scenes because it isn't all malice. It isn't all disrespect. It's the natural response of a child of two of his parents to say, y'all need to stop. Basically, no old people sex. So, he also asked where his dad is, and he's passed out. Oh, you put it on good, huh? Okay, I ain't need to hear all that, ma. All right. So, I need to talk to Sam because I just remembered something. And she says, well, call Sam. Your dad's asleep. So, I don't know. Is he passed out from the joint or the sex or what the hell's going on upstairs, Nancy? So we go back to the residency, and Victoria and Hunter go into the room. She confronts him about Kyle watching Jason, knowing it had to do with him watching Jason while he's down there with Ellie. Victoria doesn't care if he kills Ellie. She just wants Ellie gone completely. But he's like, no, she knows too much. And then he's like, speaking of, people that need to die, how about your dad? And she's like, you better not. Look, the sooner he's dead, the sooner we're free. I do not know how this story's being written whatsoever. I mean, does Hunter realize how important his father-in-law is to his and Victoria's protection or not? 1 minute, he says he understands. The next minute, I want him dead. 1 minute, okay, we're going to turn over Ellie to your father. The next minute, I want to sleep with your whore. We just go back and forth with this storyline each episode. And it's not even repetitive because it's so inconsistent. I just don't know what to say about this storyline anymore. Alright, so Sharon comes over to Nancy and Richards to pick up a few things. Turns out Barry, who's still a little bit high, threw all of her things in a box. And, he tries to, hold her and kiss on her. And let's be completely honest. She says she isn't feeling it because she could tell he's still a little high. I bet that if he was not high and he, was doing to her what he was doing, bet money they would have had sex and then she would have went to work. That's what I think. So she goes on to say that Kareem was outside. He throws a fit saying, how are you going to bring him here like that? So he storms outside. It turns out that no, Kareem isn't there. She just wanted to see him mad. Whose car is that? That's my sister's car. Bye, Barry. Okay, Sharon. So Donald goes to see Dale in the hospital with some flowers. And I'm not going to lie. Look, I'm a 30-year-old man. And I know this is going to sound weird. But that was an adorable stuffed penguin. The only thing better than a stuffed penguin would have been a stuffed sloth. Happy feet. Mumbo. So, he just basically goes there to taunt and threat Dale that, hey, you ought to thank me. Thank you for what? For not killing you. Because the guy that went after you, he's going to come for you again. And this time it's going to be lethal. If you ever see Kyle again, because I see it in your eyes. As soon as you heal up and get better, you're going to try to see him again. No, I'm not, sir. It's like I'm not going to do that. So, I hate Donald now. I'm sorry. Season 2, there were those who said they didn't like Donald, due to the fact that he's like a villain now. I thought of it as Tyler writing Donald more, not as reserved as in Season 1. Because in Season 1, we know Donald was seemingly working with the true power, not the president, but the people above him. I'm not saying Donald is the mole, but it definitely seemed like Donald understood that Hunter was just a guy put into this position by those more powerful than the president himself, but he was just kind of a yes man. But in season 2, he definitely gave off more Jeffrey from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air vibes as a snarky, not butler, but right-hand man. I would say Richard would be the snarky butler, but he only just now got back to work after not being able to work after getting shot early on in season 1. But now, I don't really know what to say about Donald's character, aside from he's an asshole. So yeah, he just taunts Dale, says if you ever see Kyle again, you're going to be dead, and then that's it. I honestly don't know what to make of this. So we go over to Alonzo and Alan eating lunch. Alonzo asks, like, what's going on, man? You're tense. What's happening? And he just, asks Alonzo, you're coming over to my place? Yes, I'm coming to your place after work as soon as possible. Because he asks, like, why are you acting strange? Victoria comes in, and then Alonzo like, oh, I got to go to work. So basically, it's the same old, same old. You're going to beat her. No, I'm not going to do it. Look, I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of your husband. Oh, well, he's in the Oval right now. If you want to, get into a fight with him, ma'am, I can't because Secret Service is around. And she was like, oh, so would you get into a fight if they weren't around? And she grabbed his stuff. And I'm not going to lie. If I were Alan in that scene, holy shit. I ain't going to lie. Victoria looked good as hell in that blue. So she isn't impressed by his bulge. And wow, you and Hunter are cut from the same mold. No wonder Ellie doesn't like you. And then as soon as he's about to leave, he's like, well, ma'am, some men are growers. And he left. Oh, your feelings are hurt. You're embarrassed. I can't believe it. That was hilarious. Because he was like, oh, you're kind of cute. Maybe I'd have F you before I let that guy mess you up too badly. Because, Alan's all like, if you send somebody to my house again, I'm going to kill him. So there's that. Priscilla arrives and chats with Alonzo, and she asks, like, what's happening? Like, why are you acting so shaky? And he says, like, I was just having lunch with Alan. The first lady came in. He was acting strange. And look, I'll call you later. Can we talk about this? Sure, we can. Sam, well, she greets Sam, and, it looks like he's blocking her way. And, she's like, well, if you aren't going to follow me all day, then let me get to work. And Victoria walks by. She zooms right past Sam, and Sam's in pursuit. And it looks like before there's a full conversation because, Victoria like either ignores her or just says a quick hi and keeps walking. She's like, you know what? Priscilla, me and you, let's have a one-on-one talk in the yellow room. And then Priscilla's like, oh, yeah, Sam, the yellow room. So Richard wakes up. He thanks Nancy for the sex. And they get all lovey-dovey. Barry's like, yeah, I ain't trying to see all that. No. And then they're like, Barry, you need to sit your ass down. Like, look, no, we need to talk. Look, I remembered something. I remember Denise being taken to the White House by that guy, Max, the guy that was on the news, that one Secret Service agent that was supposedly in some sort of affair with her. And he was the one that came to the boutique, took Denise to the White House, and she never came back. Remember, Barry was in the boutique with Denise trying to find out information on Ruth because of Callie being taken away. And this was the only scene Barry and Denise shared together. So Denise got Barry to hide in the back, behind like a clothes rack. And he saw and heard everything that was going on. And Denise was taken away. So they're trying to figure out what's going on because the story doesn't make sense in regards to Denise and Max and everything. So we're just like, look, don't tell anybody about this. I'll talk to Sam. Well, you said you did. You said you would, and it's taking too long. It's like, no, I want to talk to him to try to break this down. So we're actually going back to season 1 mysteries to try to find out what's going on. And I really like that aspect of the story. Things are actually starting to heat up. All right, so we only got a couple more scenes left. Sharon arrives at the pharmacy. Kareem greets her, and, she plays with him saying, oh yeah, I got some sleep. I was over at Barry's. Like, no, I know you lying. No. She just basically is trying to start shit and drama. This is what Sharon does. Now, she actually gets a call from the White House. He tells her that she shouldn't answer, basically trying to control her, and Sharon isn't doing that, but she actually answers the phone. And Hunter invites her again for a private tour of the White House. And she's like, oh no, I actually already got a tour from Butler Richard. Yeah, he gave me the tour. And, if I come, can I bring my boyfriend? Sure, but there are some places in the White House that are so private, I want it to be a one-on-one. And, look, can I just So what time? Look, I'll think about it. Okay, I just yeah. Well, I'm going to call you. I'll call you back. How are you going to call me on the president? Oh yeah. Well, when I call you again, you tell me a time. Okay. Okay. So she gets off the phone, and Kareem again is like, Sharon, you ain't going to do that. Like, I'm a grown woman. I can handle myself. You're not going to tell me what to do. And Kareem said the funniest thing I've ever heard him say. Sharon, that man is a presidential predator. I don't know why, but that's hilarious as hell to me. So after that, we got the last scene of the episode. Donald goes upstairs to check on Kyle. They're still snarky, and Kyle's like, you know what, you broke my heart. Ooh, yeah, you broke my heart. Okay, oh, okay, I broke your heart. Well, you're going to be watching this little creep, Jason, until you learn the lesson that you're the only person, or excuse me, I'm the only person you mess around with. How does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. You're still with Lily. So from there, he digs the knife in deeper that he went to the hospital to spook Dale. And yeah, anybody that you see other than me is going to be in the same condition as him. And in the midst of their, going back and forth, they overhear something falling and crashing. And Kyle's like, don't try to change the subject. They open the door and Jason hung himself. What the hell? I did not care for this cliffhanger. Now, yes, theoretically, they did hint at this because the doctor told Donald that Jason was having a manic episode. Like Kyle said, why didn't the doctor come over? Not only that, Kyle was supposed to stand outside of the door, but nobody was supposed to go in to check on Jason at all, leaving him to his own devices. Also, he knows how to sneak out of his room without going through the front door. Apparently, he knows of some way to go through the bathroom because he did it before in order to get to Gail's room. I get it. It's supposed to be shock value. It's supposed to be, oh my God, I got to see what happens next. But we know for a fact Jason isn't dead because the actor is posting a lot from Tyler Perry Studios right now as they film season 4. I did not care for this ending whatsoever. This episode, the only reason I gave it a 6 was because, like I said, there were certain scenes I thought were pretty good. But this really didn't do it for me. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about Behind Closed Doors? But somebody should have opened the damn door at least once to make sure this fool wasn't doing anything crazy. I'm not a big fan of the Donald character anymore. I do like the Denise storyline, how they're trying to come up with their own conclusions about what really happened to her. And that's really about it. Sorry guys, that's all I got. If you want to donate to the channel, make sure you do so on PayPal or Cash App. And as I mentioned before, at the very least for free, go ahead and like and subscribe.